Jim Carrey is one of the biggest names in comedy worldwide. His talent for creating exaggerated and memorable characters has made him a true entertainment legend. But behind the laughter and success, there was a man dealing with internal battles that few knew about. His journey, marked by challenges, tragedies, and spiritual discoveries, teaches us that fame is not always synonymous with happiness. Before shining on the big screen, Jim grew up in a humble home in Canada. His family faced financial difficulties, and his mother suffered from severe depression. Since he was little, he used humor as a way to alleviate the suffering around him. Making jokes and imitations was his way of distracting his mother from the pain and bringing a little lightness to the family environment. But deep down, he himself carried a huge burden. His dream of being a movie star took him to Hollywood, where he finally found recognition. But fame, instead of filling the void, only made him realize that something was still missing. He himself described this feeling when he said, "I wish everyone was rich and famous so they could see that it doesn't solve anything." Stardom brought him money, awards, and status, but it didn't bring peace. Between recordings and events, Jim began to question who he really was. He was living as his characters, but what about the real Jim? Where did he fit in? In 2015, tragedy struck him brutally. His girlfriend, Catriona White, was found dead under controversial circumstances. The media was unforgiving and exploited the case relentlessly. Jim isolated himself, immersing himself even more in his reflections on life and the meaning of everything he had achieved. It was during this dark period that he began to distance himself from the entertainment industry. His interviews changed tone. Humor gave way to a more philosophical and critical view. He questioned the futility of fame and society's values. At events like the Golden Globes and New York Fashion Week, he has ridiculed the obsession with awards and status, calling it all empty and meaningless. Through the ups and downs, Jim Carrey has found a new path: spirituality. At a charity event, he gave a powerful speech about God's forgiveness and grace. His words reflected someone who had come to understand a greater truth. We have two choices in life: to walk through the door of resentment and revenge, or to walk through the door of forgiveness and grace. Christ has shown us that way. His statement surprised many, especially those who saw him as just an irreverent comedian. But for Jim, it was the answer he had been searching for years. He realized that all the riches, awards, and acclaim in the world were not enough to fill the void that only God can fill. Jim Carrey's testimony reminds us of something essential: earthly success is fleeting. The Bible warns us in Mark 8:36, "For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul?" How many people spend their lives seeking fame, money, and recognition, only to realize that these things do not bring true peace? We live in a world that distracts us with illusions. The entertainment industry sells dreams that often turn into nightmares. As Christians, we need to be discerning. The Apostle Paul teaches us in Romans 12, verse 2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Jim Carrey discovered that true happiness is not found in fame, but in the search for a greater purpose. And this purpose can only be found in God. Perhaps you too are chasing something that you believe will bring happiness, but feel that something is still missing. The answer has already been given. Christ is the only way to true peace. No matter how successful someone is, without God, the heart will continue to be restless. So don't wait until you lose everything to understand this truth. Today is the day to open your eyes and seek what really matters. May this testimony serve as a warning and an inspiration. The world can offer many things, but only God can offer what the soul truly needs. Seek Him, and you will find what you have always sought. Come with us on this journey to share the word of the Lord. Subscribe and help us spread the truth. This is extremely important for the channel. May the peace of God be with you.